Let's talk about our controversial queen, Miss Sparkle. You know, the one that's gotten to all the debates of being racist and a bigot, says this guy right here. But this video is not going to be touching on that topic altogether. I'm here today to tell you, as the thumbnail and title suggest, this is going to be about everything that you need for Sparkle before actually pulling for, going over everything from the match she needs, the build she is going to be using, her best in slot build probably you can go ahead and get right now, and her best light cone, best synergies, everything like that, and one little tricky situation I can see with a team synergy, but we're going to get into that in a little bit here. So without further ado, let's go ahead and hop into a kit breakdown first. What does Sparkle do? First of all, her talent will be unlocking more skill points for your entire team. Your skill points will be going from 5 to 7 skill points, which doesn't do too much on its own, but whenever you use the ultimate move, you'll actually be getting 4 skill points back, meaning she is super SP efficient. And with how you can build her and how I think you should build her today, you can get that ultimate back up really quick. And with this SP generation that she has, this actually allows you to use your skill more often with her, because what her skill does is she's able to advance forward action and ally by a certain percentage, maybe half of Bronya's. I would just think that's what it would be, because they said percentage of action advance forward, and whatever I'm trying to say in the live stream, they said that there. So I would assume half of what Bronya can do. Surely, right? Come on, Sparkle fans, you know. Anyways, besides this though, she'll be increasing the damage that you're going to be doing, and maybe, just maybe, she scales the same exact way as your Bronya would scale. So that's a food for thought there as well. But on top of this, her basic attack is really nice as well, and you can definitely use it and get about the same return as you would get back from a skill. Can't go into the details because they haven't released the details on that, but if you know, you know, you're in the know. Just take my word for it. Or don't, I don't care. Anyways, we're going to be hopping into everything that she needs now, talking about all the materials that your little girl's going to need. That sounded really weird and bad. That your cute, sexy, racist girl is going to need, baby. Yes, sirree. That's what we're going to talk about now. So as any 5-star character needs, you're going to need 3.9 billion credits and 290 of the purple XP books. The boss materials should be pretty self-explanatory. You just fight the newest bosses in the game, which is the current bug bosses in the game. Now, hopping into those level ascension materials, you're actually going to need 65 of these new level ascension materials here. You get them from fighting this T-Rex and Pinacone, so you actually do need to progress through some of the story, or actually the event is probably still up that you can get them early if you pull for Sparkle and you don't have this area unlocked yet. My free-to-play account will definitely love this because I haven't beat any of the Pinacone story yet on my free-to-play account. Now, hopping into those trace materials, on the big trace materials, you're going to need 139 of the big musical notes, 69 of the medium musical notes, and 18 of these small musical notes. You're actually going to need 73 of these big fragments, 71 of these medium fragments, and 71 of the small fragments as well. I'm going to leave this on screen for you guys. This is everything you're going to need to max out your Sparkle. This is going to be every material needs to max out all traces and everything like that. Hold all the really basic and bare bones stuff out of the way. Before we hop into how she's actually built, make sure you hit that subscribe button. If you've watched to this point in the video, then you might like somewhat of what you've seen so far. So leave a subscribe to the channel because we will be doing a giveaway for 2.1, that either being for Acheron. I know you little Acheron lovers out there, you're going to love her, or Adventurine. We're going to be putting a poll up in a couple days for that, so make sure you subscribe so you'll see the poll and enter into the giveaway and stuff like that. So let's go ahead and talk about how Sparkle is going to be built. Starting off at the top here, what relic set do you want to run? You want to run her exactly like you would run Bronya if you have Bronya on your account. If you don't have Bronya, that's fine because we're going to go over it right now. So as far as the 4-piece set goes, you're going to be wanting to run a 4-piece of the Hacker Space set. The reason you want to run this is because it gives you extra speed, obviously, and on top of this, it will be giving speed for the whole team whenever she ults. And the way we're going to build her today, or the way I'm going to recommend building her, she'll have a guaranteed 3-turn ultimate every time you use her, so just keep that in mind when we're going through this build here. 3-turn ultimate, really solid. Hey gamers, future editor YouTube here, need to make a slight disclaimer here because we talked about energy cost. I am assuming that the energy cost is 110 and that's the numbers that I'm using. So I'm just assuming. It obviously could be something completely different. I don't know the actual numbers. Surely I don't. Anyways, I'm just going with the assumption it's 110, so just keep that in mind. Hoyo, please don't stab me and send your ninjas after me. I swear, I will be a good little boy. Anyways, back to the video. Now, obviously, there's other alternatives you can run. I would always recommend running her with a 2-piece Hacker Space, though, just so that she is getting the 6% extra speed. I mean, other than that, I don't know what else you'd really want to run here. You could run 2-piece Longevious to give her some extra HP. You could run 2-piece of the break set if you wanted to give her extra break for whatever reason. Like, you can run her whatever way way you want to run her outside of that, I would recommend a 4-piece hacker space though. The best in-slot planner set that I would recommend would be Pinaconi or either Vonwhack. The reason this is because it gives 5% extra energy regen. Now, Pinaconi can be really good for teams that are using quantum characters. If you're not using her on a mono quantum team, then I mean, you don't really get much benefit, but for this reason, I do think you would still want to run it, because without this energy regen rope, you cannot guarantee, or for my calculations, you can't guarantee a 3-turn ult. It ends up being like 3.1 turns if you have like just an energy regen rope, and this will bring it down to 2.9 turns, so you can get a 3-turn ultimate really efficiently with this. With the just energy regen rope, you're obviously relying on getting hit, and if you want to take that chance, that's fine, that's up to you. This is what I recommend. If you don't run this set though, Keel is going to be the next upset. You get effect resistance and you get crit damage for the whole team. Really solid there. Every character that you're going to use her with is really going to appreciate the extra crit damage that you can provide for them, because she's already giving a lot of crit damage to them. So we already talked about some of the stats here. Let's go ahead and talk about what main stats you're going to be wanting here. On the boot, speed. On the body, crit damage. On the sphere, HP or attack percentage, probably HP percentage just so she survives better. That's what I recommend, or you can run attack percentage too if you just wanted to dish out a little bit more damage. And finally, on that rope is going to be ERR. Running ERR is almost essential to get a 3-turn ult. It is essential to get a 3-turn turnaround time on that ultimate. So that's what I do recommend there, is ERR rope for the energy regen and running Pinaconi to get the extra 5% energy regen. As far as those substats you're going to be wanting to focus on, it's going to be crit damage and speed. You can get whatever else you want there. These are the main 2 things you need to be focusing on getting, is as much crit damage and speed that you can possibly get for her. You want her to be as fast as possible so she's able to go as much as possible. Now, speed tuning her can be maybe a little bit of an issue. It depends on what your speed is and where other characters are at in the rotation. We'll talk about that in a Do Not Summon video and in the team synergy section a little bit later. But with all of the main substats and everything with the relics out of the way, let's go ahead and talk about light cones now. What are the best light cones that you can use for her? Obviously, at number 1 here is going to be a signature light cone. You put the signature light cone with the signature character, it always works out really well. Alternatively though, you can run But the Battle Isn't Over. I think this is a really good light cone for her. And also Dance. With her having a 3-turn turnaround, the ultimate move, having Dance here is actually going to be could be very beneficial for you, honestly. Like, you can get the action advance forward, because we know she's not going to advance you forward 100%, but having this Dance will actually advance you forward even more. So I do recommend Dance. Even meshing cogs could work here as well, especially if you're using like her basic attacks or something like that. And hit, wink. This could actually get you a 3-turn ultimate without running the Pinaconi set, so that's another option I like to throw on the table for you guys there. All of these options are really good. There's free-to-play options. She's actually a really easy build as a free-to-play player, because all you're looking for is crit damage and speed. And as far as the light cones options go, you can run meshing cogs, or you can run Dance. You can run But the Battle Isn't Over, which is, I guess, technically a free-to-play light cone if you saved all your currency up. Yeah, that's what I recommend there. Anyways, guys, let's go ahead and hop into team synergies now. Alright, guys, so we're gonna do this gotcha smack style of showing you a tier list of who I think is going to be efficient and not efficient. And you guys are probably already mad because you've seen this, right? I don't have Zeal on the S tier, and there is one reason why I don't have Zeal on the S tier. We're gonna get more into depth of this when I do my Do Not Summon video on Sparkle. I believe that the problem with Zeal is that whenever you use her skill, she gets a speed buff to herself, which can actually put her in a different position to Sparkle, which means you need to speed tune really well to the 20% speed boost that you're getting with Zila. I think that can cause issues on teams. Genuinely, I do think that can cause issues on teams, depending on how much the action value changes with the speed there. That's the reason why I have her in A+ tier, is because I do think she's going to be harder to run on a Sparkle team than most people think they will be, and especially for casual players, which is kind of what my videos cater towards. I think it's going to be kind of difficult to run her with Zila. Zila does take very good use of the skill point. You just have to speed tune your Sparkle correctly to use with her, or speed tune it a lot more finely than for any of the other characters. Obviously for the S tier we have QQ, Dan Heng, and Dr. K Ratio. The reason why Dr. Ratio is up here is because her skill has the ability to transcend the turn, right? So once Dr. Ratio's turns over, his buff still lasts till the start of his next turn. So that means all follow-ups that happen within that time period, he gets the buff. So I do think it'll be really beneficial for him. Really, she's good for anyone that uses skill points of bang, 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 like all the time, right? And that's why we have in the dog shit category Blade, Jingle You, and Arlon. Not to say, oh, they can't take use of her because the action advance forward is there. I just think that you could use someone like Bronya and it'd be a lot better just because they don't use skill points. They're very SP. I guess Blade's the most SP positive. Jingle You, you're not using skill points there. You're using skill attack, but you're not using skill points, meaning you're not really taking use of her ability to the most, right? I don't think they're going to be bad with her per se, but in terms of like the skill point thing, I think there are better options for those characters. Yeah, as for the A category, Yangqing, he uses skill points a lot. Even Kafka, right? I think there are better supports you can use with Kafka, especially Ruan Mei and Asta. But I think the ability to bring her back to the front and keep reprocking dots is really, really strong for her in general. The reason I have Argenti here as well, Argenti just spams skills, so it can be really good for him. Welt, too. If you're running DPS Welt just... Really, like I said, any character that is going to be spamming the hell out of skills is going to be really beneficial here. That's why I have Danny here. Danny scams skills just about every turn, and Zhuai as well. Being Quantum, it pairs up even more nicely with her talent, because I don't know if they said this, but, you know, maybe more damage for Quantum characters. If you have Sparkle in the team and the amount of Quantum characters, amplify that. Anyways, and as you can see in the last category, I have a good double support category. I think if you want to run a double support team or a double buffer team, you could actually put Miss Yukong in there now, because she actually uses skill points a lot. So anyone that uses skill points a lot is going to work really, really well for Sparkle. That's why I have the tier list like this. I didn't put any supports on this tier list at all other than Yukong, just because I think really any character can take use of it, especially if they want to use their skill every turn. Just keep that in mind, right? I think Ting Yun could also work well here to get her ultimate back up to advanced action forward with, if you're using Dance Dance Dance, and also the fact that she's able to give energy back. There are other options that could go on this list. I just really want to run with DPS here. Anyways, guys, that's really going to do it for my video today. Like I said, subscribe to the channel if you want to see my reasons on Do Not Summon, because Zealot is going to be on there with the whole speed issue in general. I think the speed issue is something that a lot of players are undermining right now. Just go, ooh, Bronya's upgrade, yippee! And when I don't think that's all the full story there. But yeah, let me know your thoughts on my little tier list here in the comment section down below. I know you will. And like if you like, dislike if you dislike, and bye. See you later. I don't know. I don't like outros. Bye. See you later. Not gone yet? Subscribe then if you haven't. Bye.